You can't hit me.
So
Or anything like that.
what's next on the list for
Oh.
you? And you came down to LA. When we originally started to do this, we were saying, yeah, we gotta get you in the studio, and I thought, oh, that's never gonna happen. He's never gonna come down.
Wow. Wow.
So, but in your trip to LA, what's next on your list?
I gotta go get my wallet.
Get to LA. That's pretty typical. Get to LA, lose your wallet.
You have to go get your identity back.
Yeah, and then I gotta go. I'm going to see an entertainment lawyer, and then an agent in Beverly Hills. Entertainment lawyers on Wilshire Boulevard, and the agent is on Beverly Hills, and then what else? I'm not sure exactly. I'm going there with Sam Macron. He's the guy who shot the Finding Rainbow guy, or I guess that's what it's called. He shot some footage, and he put it together a video, and I put it on my profile page on my YouTube page, and it came out pretty good. And he's got some other footage, and he's going to put together some more videos and be posting them. Anyway, he's a really cool guy, and I'm going to be hanging out with him for a little while, and then tomorrow I'm shooting Tosh.0.
What's Tosh.0?
Tosh.0 is some comedy show on Comedy Central. I guess he does a lot of stuff with videos, viral videos, and then Thursday I'm doing Jimmy Kimmel.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you before we get to that. You mentioned that you and your kids, all three of you, may do something special. What would that be? I mean, what does doing something special mean to you?
Well, my children are Yosemite Indians. Right now we're rebuilding the roundhouse in the new or the old Yosemite Indian Village, which is the Indian village where my children's grandmother was born, and they burned it down. So they're rebuilding that village. They burned that village down, and they've burned it down several times. But I guess the most recent time they burned it down was in the 70s, and I have a guy who witnessed that. And there's a video of that, him recounting that on my YouTube page. But so then they rebuilt it in Yosemite Village, behind the visitor center. Is kind of like, oh, this is what the Yosemite Indians used to, what their life was like, and then they started using it for ceremonies because they didn't have any other place, and so after a while we're like, well, this isn't really our village. We want our village back. So it's been like 20 years coming, but now we're starting to rebuild this village in. So it's like the new Indian village, but it's really in the old Indian village. So that's one of the things that's special. So
it's in the valley.
It's in the valley. It's a power center. I see that. Yosemite is going to be a lot more important. Right now, it's just like it's a national park. It's beautiful, but I think it's going to
go there.
Lots of people there,
tourists.
but I think it's going to be more important in the scheme of humanity in general. It's gonna play a more important role, and I think our family is going to have a more a leading role in that thing, because my daughter, she went to school and got a degree in environmental studies and economics. She's been all over the world, traveling and getting medicine to work on this. My land is a healing center. We're putting all this together. I don't know all the answers yet, but I see all these things coming together. I see all my family playing a part in this. So
what's really cool is you can walk around the valley in Yosemite, and they'll have little signs about, you know, Native Americans. And last time I was walking through there and stopped to look, I'm all, hey, that's Irene, my niece. She was on the poster or one of the posts of talking about the Native Americans.
Oh, very cool.
So it must have been after a sweat or a gathering of some sort.
Right.
Because at one point, I mean, as we grow and see the importance of other things, our idea of what's important changes. At one time, probably like me, I mean, I wanted to be Ari. I used to represent a lot of comics. And you thought that lifestyle might be cool at one point, right?
Well, my son, you know, he has a lot of talent with singing and acting and all that kind of stuff. So we came down here and we pursued that stuff, and that's how we stumbled on Jimmy Kimmel. But
The first time, yeah, you got onto Jimmy Kimmel. The
Yeah.
camera turned to you because you were wearing a shirt that said,
Jimmy's boyfriend.
That's how
Jim
you got to do it.
acknowledged
Yeah.
you too. My boyfriend's in the audience today.
Right. So yeah, we considered, you know, something like that. I mean, you know, we weren't sure, but we got on So You Think You Could Dance and Jimmy Kimmel. So
It's
I don't
very
know.
cool.
Yeah.
But now that you're going to help put or help the Native Americans get some of their culture back. Basically.
Yeah, that's you know, one of the things we're working on. But I think that's probably like a central thing where people are going to draw towards that. That's going to be a central gathering point. People are going to be drawn towards that. What I'm thinking is that people are going to be attracted to that way of living, and that way of living is going to be a better way to live. And so I think it's going to be more important, because the way people live now, it's not sustainable. And so the old ways are going to be a better way to live realistically.
Well, they have to be. I mean, you have to be somewhat prepared, because right now we're so dependent on technology and all of these things. I mean, if the lights go out, the kids at McDonald's can't count change.
Right. Right.
I mean, they really can't.
Right.
Right.
They freak out. I don't know, sir. There's 85 cents and you gave me $1. I don't know.
Machines are
I'm
broken.
gonna
We
get my
can't help
manager,
you.
Yeah. And they don't know. If you depend on technology, it goes away. And Obama's looking for the button to stop the internet. You know, just interrupt that. I don't know how he's going to do it, but you know, if you stop that because of some cyber threat or whatever, the cyber terrorism, whatever the case may be, then you know we're done.
Wow.
Cell phones and everything else, and if the government has that much control over everything, then knows what you're doing, and I just don't like it. So I would much rather live in
I mean, that's just the internet. What if electricity shut off? You know,
Yeah.
and what if it shut off for a while,
yeah,
like months?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how would I blow dry my hair?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. I'm being
Yeah, so
smart.
people don't realize
No, they-
what it would be like if electricity shut off on a massive scale for months.
People be in LA. People be stealing electric guitars.
I put this question to some people, and they're like, "Oh, it would be inconvenient because I wouldn't have any lights," but they don't understand how their whole existence depends on this type of thing. They would not be able to eat. They would not be able to drink, and most people here only have their next meal. You know, they would perish in just a few days. You know, people would be eating each other really quick, and there would be mass chaos. There would be a massive die-off.
Yeah, I remember when you initially were telling me, you know, be as prepared as you can, Angel. And I'm like, what? You know, water's always come out of the faucet. Electricity is always, it's always just been there. And then you said, no one thought that Katrina could happen. Look what happened there. You know, people were turning in on each other, and
Yeah, people. I mean,